not in this video. Get out, go, shoo. Greetings, friends, Khaios here. Today, I'm going to be doing a special build challenge, but before I get into that, I've been getting a lot of people telling me that they have been unsubscribed from my channel, and looking at my analytics, I have in fact seen a dip in subscribers. YouTube does this every now and then, so if you are enjoying the content, and if you were previously subscribed, just double check to make sure that you still are, and if you want to keep getting notifications for all of my videos, hit the notification bell. I really do appreciate it. Now, today's build challenge is going to be entirely upside down. And how do we do upside down? The magic of this voodoo doll. But is it really a voodoo doll, or is it just a plushie? Who knows? All I know is that Shino approves of it. It may not have the power to flip the world upside down, but it does have the power to stare at you judgingly while you work on your own builds. Just don't drop it in a pool of lava. If you'd like to pre-order a Khaios plushie, there is a link in the description below. Okay, it's not actually the voodoo doll, but what we have here is the gravity globe, which you can get in expert or master mode. And once equipped, if you press up on the keyboard, you will go upside down. And we're going to be doing the entire build challenge upside down. I want to do something that will actually challenge me too, so I'm going to pick something that's heavy in landscaping. And the second I saw the background trees that we got here, I knew I wanted to make a lakeside cabin because it has a lot of landscaping, and I feel like building trees and building terrain is going to be a lot harder upside down than building the house itself. I'm curious to find out, and I'm really eager to try it. So I'm just going to get a few things ready and then we'll get started. Alright, I think I'm all set, so here we go. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to want to do is to actually create a platform to stand on, because I don't think you guys are going to want to watch an entire video when I'm bobbing up and down, especially if I get to points where I time-lapse. So we're just going to place a block down. And obviously for any landscaping, I'm going to start by getting rid of terrain around here, and the trees are the first thing to go. That should be fairly easy. I should be able to reach most of them from this spot, and we'll just fly over here, knock out these three, and then knock out these. It should be good. It's so weird. I'm not used to playing upside down, so I'm expecting all of this loot to fall downwards, but it's not. I am so unaccustomed to that. I should try to actually do a playthrough upside down someday. It sounds like it'd be quite a bit of fun. We're gonna get rid of this tree too. I want the build to take up pretty much the entire screen right here. So normally at this point in landscaping, I would use the drill containment unit to kind of sculpt the land a bit, but as you can see, when we're upside down, we don't have access to our mounts. So I'm gonna have to do all of this by hand. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. I just don't want to be bouncing around a whole lot. So I'm gonna place a few areas for me to stand, and hopefully that will help out for you guys. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how the shape of this very small lake is going. I am going to shape it a bit more using my hammer, but in addition to that, I don't want the grass to eventually grow down into it, so I'm actually going to be switching to some brown paint and clay blocks, and I'm going to be lining the inside of the lake with this. It looks almost exactly like dirt with a very slight texture difference when it's been painted brown, and it blends in with dirt rather nicely as well. So it's a fantastic substitute if you're going to have dirt and grass next to each other, and if you want it to look like having patches of dirt without having grass grow on top of it. So if we do that just in all of these spots, it's going to look pretty good. Now the areas where it doesn't blend with the stone, we could just take a little bit of dirt and place those next to it, and they should blend together. And then this area with the grass will be fixed in a slightly different way. So if we take our hammer and we shape the grass, it's going to blend in with what we have here. Now, if you don't like this line on the bottom, you can just take some brown paint and some more clay and just kind of spread out the texture a little bit and give it a bit of variety to it. So it's not all one consistent line, and it kind of makes it look like the dirt is a bit messy or uneven, like some of it might be packed, some of it might be loose. All right, I'm just going to shape this real quick, then we'll get some background walls in and fill it with water. And as you can see, I used the background walls not to make it look like it's level all the way across. I don't feel like that's necessary, but instead I used it to make it look like there's a varying depth and texture in the background of the water. And once I put some water in, some of these sloped spots look like they're missing walls. That's just the way that water and lighting and walls work in Terraria, so I gotta fill in those spots later. I'm going to be putting some vegetation and stuff in here, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to finish up the landscaping. So up next, I'm going to slightly raise this bit of land, and then we're going to work on how exactly I want to do the hill with a either cliff or cave face in it right over here. I am quite happy with how the terrain is turning out. However, I have had a bit of a change of heart. So the more time that I spend upside down in this forest, the more, I guess, enchanted it feels. And it feels kind of boring just to have a log cabin in here with a dock by the lake, a bit predictable, and not something I want to do anymore. I'm going to try and do a kind of fairy house, I think. Maybe a fallen log house with a mushroom growing on top, or a couple mushrooms, and maybe the larger mushroom could be a room or part of the house. I don't know. I've never done anything like this, but it could be pretty interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that and see what I can come up with. The moment of truth, everything is fully decorated. I have not seen this flipped right side up yet, and I'm curious to see exactly how all of this translates. I think I got a pretty good idea of it, but you never really know, because I've seen paintings where people paint it upside down, and you're like, yeah, I get what you're doing, and then they flip it, and it's like, whoa. So, that's what we're gonna do here. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, whoa. It feels totally different from this perspective, actually. I like it. I really do. I'm happy with how this fallen log has turned out. It's really rugged, worn. It looks like it's just been laying there for centuries and has been turned into a house. I'm actually less happy with the pine tree right side up than I was upside down, weirdly enough. If I were building this right side up, I'd probably redo it just a little bit and change a few things up here and there to make it look a little bit better. That's really interesting. I didn't expect that in particular to stand out to me. But as you can see here, I've got fully functional houses. I even set up a little timer up to this butterfly statue, so we have butterflies flying around. I wish that I could do the same thing with fairies, but of course a fairy statue would be insanely overpowered in this game, so that's never going to happen. So I got fairies and jars scattered around instead, and a couple of lanterns with souls in them that also kind of look fairy-esque scattered around, and then the butterflies kind of tie all of that together. But all in all, I'm really happy with this. The challenge was quite a bit different than I thought it would be, and the build turned out quite a bit different than I thought it would in the end as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments if there are any other build challenges that you would like me to take on. Don't forget, there are still plushies on sale. There are a couple of weeks left, so be sure to pre-order one if you're interested. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you all later. Happy building.